Welcome to ProjectME, the podcast. I'm your host, Tiffany Carter, the founder of ProjectME, multimillionaire entrepreneur, former TV newscaster, money-making expert, female empowerment speaker, and self-proclaimed office supply addict. My mission is to take the mystery out of making big money. Every week on ProjectME, the podcast, I'll share success tips, strategies, and stories from other entrepreneurs, experts, and millionaires, showing you exactly how you can achieve your most exceptional life. Now let's get to it. Welcome to ProjectME with Tiffany Carter, the podcast and posse. I'm your host, Tiffany, and I've been visited by the nuns twice now. So clearly there's clear energy going out there that I got some shiz going on because the nuns have come. I'm like, oh my God, I'm dying. I have to read you. I mean, it literally is a handwritten note. Hi, Tiffany. This is Sister Richardson and Weston. We wanted to stop by and meet you. Please call or text. They put a legit phone number. We look forward to meeting you. And there is a picture of them arm in arm on the cover. Thank you so much. They did come and visit me during Christmas time, and they've returned. The sisters have returned. I am like, wow. So do they walk up and down here and do this? I mean, and the reason why they knew my name, because can you imagine? I was like tripping when I saw the first one. And it's like a legit photo, like from back in the day, you know, like when you actually had to go get your photos developed and on like photo paper, like where, you know how the back would say like Kodak or whatever all on the back. It literally is that old school. But when it had the handwritten note and it said my name, and I was like, oh my God, how in the hell do they know my name? That's freaking scary. I mean, I was tripping. I was like, oh my God, maybe this is a sign from God. What is going on? Because there wasn't like a package sitting there. Because I was like, well, maybe they went and read the name on the package. There was no packages. I was freaking out, and I stood there, and then I saw of course I do, my introvert vibes. I have a Post-it note that's above the doorbell that says like, delivery people, please don't ring the bell or knock. The dogs will go crazy. Thanks, Tiffany. So that's where they got my name. And I was like, oh my God, okay. That was wild. But they've come twice. Maybe on the third one, I kind of want to text them. Like, who doesn't want to text a nun? Like, what do you even say? Like, what up, Sister Richardson and Weston? Like, what do you even say? Like, I have a nun wanting me to text them. Is this how modern times have gone? I mean, and these are young nuns. Like, these nuns are definitely younger than me. And they're not in like nun attire. They're in conservative attire in the picture, but not in nun attire. Now I kind of do want to text them and see what happens. Like, but how do I even start that? Like, what up? Like, thanks for popping by and scaring me. Oh my God. Crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I really don't. I was going to make this particular episode a guest episode, and then I changed my mind and determined, and this is the intuitive part of having a business, right? We use clear-cut strategy, but we also want to weave in our own intuition with it. And my intuition was like, no. They need this. They need money stuff. They need to learn how to work with the energy of money so you can afford to make more of it. It's such an important lesson, and I need you to have it now, not like a week from now. This is vital. If this was taught to me even 6 years ago, my net worth would be doubled without a doubt. I have no doubt about it. It would be doubled. But we learn things when we learn them. And I feel like when I learn something that has yielded such a great return, not just when it's things on money, but if it's things on healing or inner peace or health or productivity, whatever it is, for me to just hoard that information to myself is not what we're supposed to do here on earth. I'm here. If I learned that, whether it's the hard way or the easy way, it's supposed to be because I'm destined to teach it to others. And same with you. You're destined to teach these things that you've learned based on stuff you've gone through, based on your own mistakes, your own wins, your trial and error. You're destined to teach other people. That doesn't mean you have to be a coach. It doesn't mean you have to be a doctor. That doesn't mean you have to be a public speaker or a podcaster or an author. It could be things that you share and pass on to your children or to a friend, but not to hoard it. And I would never hoard this thing. So most everybody is scared of money. I don't know anybody, even people who have done a crap ton of work or even are coaches on money or money mindset or all that stuff. They still have fear around money. And even people who are super rich. I've met a billionaire before. I've met many multimillionaires and people who their net worth is in not 7 figures, but is in the 8s and the 9 figures. And they're all scared of money too. Their threshold and what they're scared of and their reasons for it look different, but they're all scared of it too. And when you're scared of something, it has power, right? And so anyone who is listening, who's like that money has energy is kind of quacky and I don't know how I feel about it. Well, anything we're scared of, we're giving our power away to. And power is energy. So there is an energetic exchange. You are expelling energy. You are expelling energy for something that you're scared of, whether it's a person, place, or thing. So you are, and when you love something, right? When you love a person, place, or thing, and an animal, a person, you are expelling energy. So there is that exchange. Does money sit there and go, does $100 bill sit there and go, I love you back? No, but it's something interesting happens when we channel and intentionally manage our energy around money. If we stay in the fear or just don't do anything with it, we're just kind of lazy about it. When you're kind of lazy about it and you don't pay attention to it, you'll see a lot of ups and downs with money. When you're riveted with fear around money, you'll get unexpected bills. Things won't work out. Nothing seems to, go your way. And when you put intention and practices in place, even if they feel awkward to you, unfamiliar, terrifying, weird, and you are willing and you put them in place and you're consistent with it, it is very evident in your bank account. It's very evident in mine. The abundance always comes. So here is a powerful way that I use money that has yielded a very clear return on my investment. And it is, the catch is, it has to scare you. So therefore the catch is, it's scary because the more scared you are, the more intense that energy is. And I'm not saying, put a second mortgage on your entire house. Although for some of you, that's what you fucking need in order to get you to do the damn thing. Everyone's threshold is different. So working with the energy of money, right? If you're a fellow procrastinator like me, or you tend to get like scattered. You put things off. You put a lot of shit off in 2021, and now you've carried it to 2022. So now you're like, no, I'm doing these things in 2022. I can't put this off another year, another 3 years, another 5 years. I need to do it now. I need to take my business to the next level. I need to get my shit together. I need to start. I need to pivot. I need to whatever it is around that. I need to start working on creating passive income streams so I'm not always working. Whatever your thing is that you know you need to do, but you also know what you've done in the past, which is you've been toe dipping. You haven't gone all in. You've blown it off. You've procrastinated. You've put it off. You've gotten overwhelmed. You've gotten stuck. You've stayed at being stuck. I've been there. I'm not like calling you out like, hello, there's a money book. That's not the title of it. There's a money book that's supposed to be on Amazon now 2 Christmases in a row. That's not there yet. Still. Thank you. I do it too. Believe me, more than you probably realize, because there's so much stuff that I do put out and I do follow through with that you might assume I don't have this issue. Oh, I do. It's like those people's houses you go to, or the influencers that show their like perfect home decor online. You're like, oh my God, in my dreams, my closet would be color coordinated. And oh my God, look at how perfect all their spices are in their cabinet. Yeah, let me tell you, I've been to people's houses like that. And then you go into their back closet or their garage and it looks like an episode of Hoarders. Okay. So we can all make assumptions. Here is what I do to get myself to do the damn thing. I work with the energy of money. So I will ask myself, how much money do I need to put on the line? Do I need to risk to where it scares me enough to where I know I have to show up and go all in, or I'm literally lighting money on fire? How much is that? Because $1,000, nope. I mean, listen, 13% of people finish courses. That's it. Even high ticket courses. I know you have courses of all different price points that you've not finished, even programs. The programs I do, I do a great job. I do a great job in my program that I also have with my best friend, Tracy O'Malley. We do a great job of keeping people accountable, but there are still people who don't prioritize showing up for live trainings, don't follow through on the work. That's human nature. There's only so much, we can control on our end with that. And it just wasn't enough money on the line. There wasn't enough at stake for that person. Or some people, right, are determined to self-sabotage and determined for nothing to work so they can stay in their story because they're getting a payoff on their story. And that's a different episode. I should write that down so I don't forget. Payoff. Hold on. We got to do this now. The payoff for holding on to your sad story. I've got a great story that listen, I did this. I've done it many times. I don't do it anymore, but it's a good story. It's a sad story, but it's a good one. I'll share it. So how much money do I need to put on the line where it's going to scare me? Like where I'm putting it at risk, where it's going to make me show up on the days I don't want to. It's going to make me, after the kids go to bed, and that 2-hour window I have, instead of watching Netflix, I'm going to go and work on this. That even if I didn't sleep well, I'm going to make myself do this for 20 minutes today. I'm going to post the damn thing, show up and promote the thing. Even though I feel like I'm being salesy and weird and people are going to judge me, I have to do it because, oh my God, I have so much on the line. What is that dollar amount for you? And that's for any project you're working on. It could be for starting a business. It could be for starting a podcast. It could be for a new program you want to do in your business. It could be for writing a book. Whatever it may be. So I am putting together a high level, robust evergreen funnel without going down the geek path with it. Basically, I am putting my largest passive developing my largest passive income stream under the brand ProjectME with Tiffany Carter that I've ever done. I have other passive income streams under this brand, and they yield, like $1,000 a month, $2,500 a month, right? Like, it's great. I'm pleased. I mean, that's great to have consistent passive income. I'll take it, but it's not like big money. Okay. And I want to do it big under my brand. And I have put it off and put it off. It was something I promised I would do in 2021 and I didn't. And I wasn't happy with myself for it. So I asked myself the question, what's going to get me to do this thing? How much do I need to put on the line where I'm so freaking scared and I don't want to lose it, that fear of losing it is greater than, my fear of failing at it or my fear of it flopping or my whatever subconscious other bag of fears are there. And it's for me, what works for me, because it's worked before, is me hiring people to work on that project. So it could be additional people. It could be an additional dedicated person. In this case, I hired a top tier Facebook ad agency that's all women owned. And they're top tier. It's expensive as hell. They're $5,000 a month, and that doesn't include my ad spend. And there's a minimum 4-month contract. So you do the math. That's hard cash. Yeah, it's a tax deduction, but it's hard cash. And so are Facebook ads. And then on top of it, you put in the Facebook ad spend. And I have to sell a lot of shit in an evergreen funnel in order to even break even when you do the math. That scares the hell out of me. Absolutely terrifies me to no end, because what if it doesn't work? Now I'm out all that cash. And then it's more than just the cash. I'm like, is it really the cash that I'm afraid of losing if it doesn't work? I mean, no one likes to lose cash, but listen, I've lost $1 million before. It's not like I can't fucking handle it or make the money back again. So what is it? So then ask yourself that, how much on the line? And it's different for everyone. I mean, when I was a broke ass, it was like, for me, it was like $1,800. It's different for everybody. And it has to terrify you. It can't just be a little uncomfortable. So I had an old mentor of mine say, how much money, because I asked, it was someone who I asked for advice, which I've earned the right to ask for free advice because I had advised him, very prominent physician in the Las Vegas area, probably more than Las Vegas, I would say, world known dermatologist. But anyway, I asked him, I helped him a ton with patient marketing and all sorts of stuff. So it wasn't a picking your brain thing. And I asked him, how much should I charge? And this is when I started, my other company, my digital marketing agency. And he goes, well, let me ask you this. How much money do you need to know you're making for you to even wake up in the morning with a smile? And I went, well, I'm not a morning person. He goes, that's why I added with a smile. So the reverse question works as well, right? Like, how much money do I need to know that I have on the line for my ass to get out of bed and not be pediddling and messing around and get to work? What's that number for you? So ask yourself, what is that number? And then you've got to do the damn thing. It might be you have to take out a loan. You might have to use PayPal credit. You might have to get another credit card. You might have to borrow it from a family member. But you've got to put that on the line. I don't know anyone who's created anything big, anything with life-changing cash that didn't put a lot on the line. Oh, going back to what was freaking me out, is I want you to unpack it a little bit, at least a little bit. unpack what is it that is scaring you? Because you're going to start getting terrified, whether it's that you apply for my 2-month private business coaching program and we determine it's a great fit and that amount of money freaks you out, or it's some mastermind thing and that money freaks you out. It's hiring a VA, that money freaks you out, or a web designer, whatever it is, and that money freaks you out. It's not the money that's freaking you out. Your ego is going to make you think it's the money. You might even think it's the money because no one wants to lose money. But what you're really afraid of is below the money, because we can always get money back. What is it below the money? Because you're afraid you'll lose the money because you're afraid the thing might not work, right? So I'll use myself as an example, right? Losing that money scares me. Well, if I'm focused on me losing the money, that must mean I have self-doubt in there that I'm afraid it won't work. Otherwise, I wouldn't be worried about losing the money. And why am I afraid it won't work when I know what the hell I'm doing? I'm one of the best strategists I know, and I'm hiring the best of the best. So I have a pretty strong odds that the shit's going to work. I mean, it might have messy periods and bumps, but ultimately it's going to work. At the very worst, break even. Let's just say it. Not trying to be cynical, but very worst. So it's not about that. You know what it is? It's my fear. It's my fear, and it's my own stuff of going, can I really create that robust and that strong and that high of a profit passive income stream under my brand, under mine? I've done it for many other companies. I've done it in other situations with selling affiliate products, but under my brand, with my stuff and my digital products and my digital assets. So there's a whole thing where, will enough people believe in me and buy it? There's like a whole fear little girl thing in there. There's a mixed bag. And then if it doesn't work, then I lose out. What I have to lose is that whole dream and the vision I have for this particular arm of this brand. Because then I'll be like, oh God, this was going to be a really key plan to get to the next level in my business. And now it's not here. And that sucks. And then what? So there's stuff to unpack below the money, because it's not really about the money. For some of you, it's, God, will I still show up? But you'll show up when you put enough money on the line and you hire the right people. I think it's more about, will people really believe in me? Will people buy from me? Will people want what I've created? Will enough people want what I've created? There's more shit underneath there. There's more to that story. But using that energy of money, and you're going to have the fear anyway, so use that fear to your favor. Because if I say, imagine how much money you can make, there's going to be a lot of resistance to it. You might be able to get into it for a little while, but there'll be more resistance unless you've already made it before. I know what's possible with this funnel. I truly do. I know what's possible. I have lots of evidence of it in other scenarios and situations, without a doubt. And that's still not enough. I had to work with the fear I have. You notice how much more powerful fear is than even joy? Isn't it bizarre? It imprints in our brain, which is why, someone like myself who's diagnosed with, PTSD trauma, right? Do we hear of anything called joy trauma? Right? You have something bad happens, something scary happens, and it gets imprinted and it locks in. You can go to a restaurant 25 times and have the best salad you have 25 times. And then on the 26th time, there's like a bug in your food and you'll never go back. Or even if you do go back, you'd be afraid to order the salad. You might even write a negative review because there's so much more energy behind the negative, behind the fear. behind losing, the fear of losing something versus the fear of gaining something. It's really fascinating. So I want you to work with it. How much money do I need to put on the line to where I refuse to lose it? I refuse to let this fail. What is that? And set yourself up. And some of you are not as motivated by money. You want money, you like money, but you don't have as much of a attachment to money. I have an attachment to money with safety and security. That's what money equals to me. Because number one, I've created a lifestyle that I love and I don't want to lose it. Two, that freedom of being able to do what the hell I want when I want without needing any help from anyone feels very safe and secure and freeing to me. So I have an attachment to money that way. Some of you are more motivated by not wanting to let people down. Wanting to save face, not wanting to embarrass yourself. So I would say if we go on that end of the spectrum, I would highly recommend you having to hire people on your team, hire a team, hire people, contract people with actual deadlines for this project. Yeah, you'll be spending money, but you also have people who are there that you are saying you're doing the thing and you're paying them to do the thing. Well, now you look like an asshole if you don't do the thing. So that's why it's also powerful for me to spend money on hiring people. One, they're going to help you execute it, so it makes it easier and more fun and stacks the odds in your favor if you hire the right people. And two, I don't want to let those people down. And I don't want to embarrass myself and not be of integrity and say I'm doing this thing and then not do the thing, or commit to certain deadlines and then not do it. Obviously, things can change and I have the right to change them as the owner. But that motivates me too, not as much as money, but that moves me too. So work with this energy of money. I have put together something that you guys have been asking me to do for years. I've finally done it. I have put together for my abundance walks, I have put together guided meditations for you to play for your own abundance walks. I use walking as a form of meditation because the movement of energy I find really ignites that abundance. So the exercise will be explained. If you've not heard me share it before, it'll be explained. Plus you'll have 3 guided meditations to choose from, to use interchangeably. And I'm giving it to you for free for right now. So for a limited time, it's free. So you're going to want to go run and download it at projectmewithtiffany.com/guided meditation. projectmewithtiffany.com/guided meditation. It's also in the show notes for this episode, so you can swipe up. For a limited time, it's free, so feel free to forward to friends, other people who you know would maybe want to try it. Conventional meditating and sitting in a cross-legged position is not my jam. This is my jam, and I can tell you it works. It's enjoyable. It's fun. My nervous system loves it, and so I know that you will love it too. I just couldn't believe for the years that you guys have been requesting for me to do guided meditations. Who would want to hear my voice in a guided meditation? That's my own stuff and my own insecurities, because the sound of my own voice makes me cringe. So I was like, who would want to hear my voice in a guided meditation? I don't have like the ethereal, oh my God, take 3 deep breaths and feel the energy of the universe bestow upon you. I don't have that voice. So I was like, God, who's going to want to hear that? But enough of you have asked and I'm delivering. And I just have to trust that it's what you want. I know it's what you need. I'm just trusting that you want to actually hear my voice in a meditation. So go to projectmewithtiffany.com/guided meditation. Get it right now. Temporarily, I've made it free for you guys. So jump on that, share it. I don't care. You can share it with 100 people if you want. I would do it soon because I am going to, in a short period of time, start charging for that. which it will then be another passive income stream, which obviously is something I teach you guys how to do and incorporate in your business. All right. Love you guys so much. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. If you enjoyed this podcast, please write a 5-star review on iTunes. Not only will this make me super happy, but it will allow more listeners to find our special show. Simply help me help others.